What's up, and welcome to a new and improved edition of the Cover 2 Recap. I'm Edward Lewis, publisher of BruinSportsReport.com. This is Ryan Karchi's replacement, Joey Kaufman, the new OC Register beat writer. And Joey, not a whole lot of news and notes today. UCLA was pretty light today. No transfers, no position changes, no nothing like that. Only shorts, jerseys, and helmets today. But we got to meet Tom Bradley today, talked to him for the first time as a UCLA Bruin. What was your impression of him?
Well, he's a very engaging guy. I think with the media, he had a lot of back and forth. But the main thing was he talked about kind of the adjustment for him, which was interesting. He primarily ran a 4-3 at Penn State. They did some 4-2. But UCLA is sticking with their 3-4 base defense. And he said the adjustment is mostly for him. I think he said the learning curve is basically for him. So it's not going to change a whole lot for UCLA. Probably the biggest difference will be Bradley talked about adding wrinkles. Eddie Vanderdoes mentioned they're going to do more stunts, maybe some more blitzing. So don't expect a ton of changes on the defense. Maybe expect some kind of new wrinkles. They're going to expand the playbook a little bit. So some things to look forward to, I think.
I thought he kind of reminded me of Noel, too, and how sarcastic he was and how funny he was with the media. So should be a fun year covering him. The big storyline of the day was Josh Rosen getting his first real reps in 11-on-11. Him and Mike Faithful were the two quarterbacks of the day that got the 11-on-11 reps. Jerry Neuheisel and Ashanti Ward took the 7-on-7 reps. But tell me your impressions of Josh and his first really kind of action as a Bruin.
Well, he doesn't look like a high school kid because, for one, he's big. He looks much more physically impressive than a lot of, I think, the other quarterbacks and the quarterback you might expect to be a high school sophomore. And he seemed like a smart kid, too. Like, he's looking he's not staring down one receiver. He'll look to his second option, his third option. And his production wasn't all there today. I feel like he was playing with the scout team, and a couple of the center gave him a couple balls in the dirt. He kind of had to feel those grounders out. But overall, he looks like an impressive kid who can make a lot of throws. I think he's going to push Neuheisel for sure.
Yeah, like you said, the center rolled back a few balls in shotgun, and he probably didn't complete as many passes he would have liked. He threw a pick six to Willie Green, but, man, again, you just see the ball pop off his hand. You see him reading, progressions, and this is day 2. I mean, for a high school senior, he looks like if you came out here and you were like, what grade is that kid in? If you didn't know who he was, you'd say he's a redshirt sophomore, maybe, a true sophomore, and this is day 2 of a high school senior. So I thought he popped really well. Jerry Neuheisel, thought he completed a lot of passes, but I don't know, didn't really do much past 10 yards. Ashanti Ward didn't have the best 7-on-7. Mike Faithful took the ones today. What was your opinion?
Well, for Neuheisel, for one, I think he's very technical with the way he throws. Like a lot of just during the drills, he would hit a lot of guys in the outside shoulder when they're throwing fade routes. So I like what I saw with him.
Now let's get into kind of top performers. Offensively, Paul Perkins stood out. Tell me why.
Well, one thing that's interesting is they're using him a lot more, at least today anyway, they'll send him out on route. So he had a few catches actually downfield on the sidelines, and which will be an interesting wrinkle because he ran the ball a ton last year, didn't have a ton of catches, but will that be something they incorporate more this year, especially with the young quarterback?
On defense, I thought Tack McKinley really stood out. I thought he gave Simon Goins the business on the D-line. He was able to kind of stand him up and move down the line of scrimmage, make a couple plays at the line of scrimmage, make a couple tackles for loss. But the other guy defensively, Deion Hollins, stood out. You saw him make a big pass interception and a few pass breakups and one-on-ones. What else do you see from him?
He had a really nice pass breakup where it was a post corner route, and he kind of got beat a little bit, and he kind of recovers for it, and he actually pulls the ball away and kind of reels it in for the interception. So that was a really nice play, and the linebackers went crazy. Everyone started jumping up and down. But he's a guy to look out for. He's kind of been known as more of a pass rusher in the past, but he said he's working on his kind of ability in pass coverage. He said he's worked a lot with the DBs this winter, worked a lot with the DBs today, kind of trying to be more patient, kind of work on his footwork. So that's something to look out for, too.
That'll wrap up our coverage of day 2 out here at Spalding Field. You can follow Joey's coverage of UCLA on Twitter at Joey R. Kaufman. You can follow me on Twitter at Edward_Lewis. Until the next time, thanks for tuning in to the Cover 2 Recap.